Hey guys, Midway Piper here. I hope all is going well. It is very hot and humid out here again today, but it's not raining. So I watched I'm outside of New York City, thankfully, and I watched some videos this morning. There's a lot of flooding rains yesterday in New Jersey and New York City, and watching some of these videos of people on the New York City subways and all these underground railroad stations are flooding, and people are just sitting on the train, earphones on. There's water's rushing in across the train with the doors open, just sitting there. Uh, Whatever, it's flooding. If you've never been to New York City, and I'm guessing most real cities are like this, where things just don't um, people are just so used to all these strange things, they just tune everything out. It's amazing. And a sad way to live, honestly. But you get to hear the wonderful sounds of nature out here. It's a luxury, I guess. It's a normal way of life, really, but it's become a luxury, I guess. Anyway, housekeeping. It's my Chris Harriet rusticated pot. Cool stem. Love me this thing. And honestly, the pot shape is quickly becoming one of my favorites. And in a day of favorites, I am smoking Ahab's Comfort, one of my all-time favorite tobaccos so far. So, which was quickly joined by the Best Canoe Oriental Flake. Those two rank right up there. I should do a video sometime soon on some of my favorite tobaccos. That'd be good to do. As much for myself as anyone else. But anyways, so today I wanted to just talk a little bit about all the ways that we're getting manipulated today. It's kind of crazy when you think about it, take a step back. You know, we've talked tons about the political aspect of things. You know, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you tend to think the other side's full of complete crap. I think both sides are full of complete crap at this point, but hey. You know, all of a sudden now we've got Democrats calling for a release of the all the Epstein records because they think they've got something on Trump with that. Never mind how many of them are implicated in it too. But anyways, got all that stuff. You know, we live in a time now where retirement seems like a impossible goal for a lot of younger people. Not because they're not planning for it, but because they don't see a way that they could put anything away to save. Even to have any sort of emergency savings, never mind a retirement account. You know, the number of people that I know that just assume that they're going to work till the day they die. And, you know, it's not helping that a lot of people see, okay, cool, I'll blow all my money now to enjoy my life. while I'm young, knowing that I'm never going to have a chance to do anything when I'm older. Okay. But, it's the idea of home ownership has now completely disappeared for a lot of people in their 20s and early 30s. I don't even see it in the realm of possibilities. And then a lot of it too is all the different ways that people get manipulated online. I was watching a episode of Caleb Hammer show. If you're not familiar, he sits down with people and couples that have ridiculous amounts of debt, and in a humorous way, but serious, reflects on how stupid they are and the ridiculous things that they've wasted and blown money on to acquire this massive debt. In a lot of instances, shows them, ways that they can hopefully pay off their debts and climb out of that hole that they've got themselves into. And I was watching an episode yesterday. There's a couple, they both do IT work. And married couple, they have one kid, pulling in $9,000 a month. Pretty good pay, if I might say so. About $9,000 a month. And they were well over $400,000 in debt. And a lot of it was just from spending money on stupid. I mean, the husband turned over all the finances stuff to his wife, and she was blowing through money like crazy, but he had his problems too. And $9,000 a month in debt, and their payments exceeded that. They pretty much came to the conclusion that there was no way that they could go about life without filing for bankruptcy. That's crazy. But a lot of social media exists to sell us stuff. I mean, Facebook and Instagram have essentially turned into advertisement channels. They used to be social tools to keep up with people, friends, family. Not anymore. Not anymore. Selling something. Everyone's selling something. It's disheartening sometimes. Most of the time, really. And then you go and think, yeah, this is why people become religious. But then you think about that, and most religious institutions are just selling stuff too. It's all manipulation. That's all it is. And I know that's a very pessimistic way to look at things, but I'm in a rather pessimistic mood these last couple days, so it is what it is. Yeah. I don't know if you guys are feeling the same way at all. Drop in the comments what you do when you're feeling super pessimistic about life. I don't like to feel this way. I like to feel like there's a way out and an escape. You know, like I've talked about in previous videos, I'm in a place now where if I keep up the plan that I'm on, I'll have enough money to retire right around 65. It's better than a lot of people can say. So I can't be mad at that. But I like to make that a possibility sooner than that. Yeah, a lot sooner than that, honestly. Not because I want to stop working. So I'm not a type of person to just sit around and do nothing. I will continue to work as long as I'm able to. But like I've talked about in previous videos as well, I want the ability to afford to be able to say no more often. No is a very powerful thing. Being able to buy your time back is a very powerful thing. So it is what it is. Talked previously about needing to replace the income from my evening job working at the gym. It's only 3 nights a week, but my son is at the age now where he really just loves for me to wants me to read him a bedtime story every night. He doesn't like it on nights when I'm not home. Hold on one second. I'm back. He doesn't like it when I'm not home at night. I mentioned before about that working with that company Limits Express, doing the Walmart drop shipping stuff, and I'm still in the works with them to no fault of their own. I wasn't able to send them the setup fee because, according to Chase Bank, somebody somewhere at some point in time accused one of their accounts of fraudulent activity. And I know some of you guys were worried about that, but it doesn't work for me. It doesn't make sense to me because they have an account for the setup fee. They have an account for inventory. So you send them money to purchase the inventory for your Walmart store. The inventory account is fine. I was able to send the money through that. But the other account, Chase won't do business with that account. And, they've held up their end of the bargain without having gotten that money from me. I've set up my store through Walmart, my drop shipping store. They've done their part of it. I have the store set up. It's ready to go. And then Walmart pays me. And then I pay Limits Express their portion, their cut. So if there was actually fraudulent activity, why would it be on that account and not the inventory account? And they can't tell me anything. I've asked them. They say, due to privacy concerns, we can't tell you. What the hell's that mean? If you're going to accuse somebody of fraudulent activity, better have a reason for it, right? So my thought is that someone paid them and then decided, actually, I can't afford that. And the only way to get their money back was to charge fraud against them. I don't know. They've been very responsive. Like I said, they set up my online store. I don't know what to say. So there's been a little hang up with that, so it hasn't gone through yet entirely, but I don't know. I don't know. Just a lot of frustrations right now. And, sometimes you just want life to work out. But that's where we sit. As far as my dividend investment plan goes, I'm going to be making about $90 this month, today actually, from 2 of my holdings. It's not a big month for dividends. Next month I should be bringing in around $350 on dividends, which is nice. It'll all be set to reinvest, so that money will continue growing. Buying more stock. Right now I'm able to set aside $500 a month for investment, which is good. It's something. But that's all from my gym money. That's what I use that money for, is to invest. If I stop working at the gym, my investment money disappears. That's not good. And then you look at, cool, so $500 a month sounds like a decent little chunk to put away. That doesn't even max out one IRA. One IRA, you can put away $7,000 a month. Doesn't even quite max out one IRA, let alone myself and my wife having one. I would love to be able to put away and invest $14,000 a month or a year into an IRA. That would be a dream come true. I'd feel a lot better about that. Not there yet. So, gotta continue working that plan, figure out how that can increase those contributions. And spent a lot of time this last month figuring out all the things that we can cut back on, so we're not spending everything that we bring in through my primary job. But things have a way of popping up, don't they? Last month, my wife's iPad broke, and she does some of her work through that, so we had to replace that. Today I'm missing my watch. Got a Apple Watch 5 years ago, and I've used it every day for 5 years. And this morning the screen separated from it. The the internal battery, it seems, has swollen a little bit, and it popped the screen off. Still works, but it's only a matter of time until you get a drop of water in that, and then the whole thing is broken, never to work again. So I'm gonna bring that to the Apple store tomorrow, see if there's not something they can do about that, which I assume they can't on a watch that old. So I guess I'll see what the trade-in value for that is, and hopefully, could I buy do I need an Apple Watch? No, I certainly don't. But I do need a decent watch. Something like a G-Shock is already running you over $100 nowadays. And with the trade-in, I could probably get an Apple Watch for around the same price. And there's perks to the Apple Watch that I like. I don't have a cell plan for it, so I don't need, anything fancy, but it's just always something coming about. So there's a turkey vulture flying right above me. Of course, that's a pretty bad omen, huh? Oh well. Chickens don't seem too bothered by it, so whatever. But yeah, that's just how it goes. So what do you guys like to do to get a little more optimistic about life? Let me know. Going to work at the gym in an hour. And then after that, I go back straight from the gym to my main job for an overnight tonight. And I'll stay there until probably 1 o'clock tomorrow or so. So my 1.5 hour break for all of Tuesday. I'll go to Apple Store after that tomorrow afternoon. And then by the time I get home from that, make dinner and go back to working at the gym again. Yeah. The life of the rich and famous. Alright, well, sorry for a downer of a video, but it's what's going on for me right now. Talk to you guys in the next one. Hopefully it'll be a more positive video. Sometimes you just gotta get some stuff off your chest, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.